the same fiber, because it's the same fiber, comes out, it's white, right? Comes out, this is spinal nerve, goes into the white ramus, right? But, for whatever reason, for whatever nerve we're talking about, or for whatever organ it's going to, it doesn't synapse in this ganglia. You can see, follow the red line. On our second example, it moves up through the sympathetic trunk to the next highest ganglia, because it's got to go out to a different organ, right? That's its pathway. So it comes through this white ramus, goes up the trunk to the next ganglia. Look what happens here. The synapse occurs, and the second axon in the relay goes out a gray ramus, out to whatever organ it's going to go to. So it's just going to the next higher one. Well, it could do the same thing, go to the next lower one. But the idea is it goes up this trunk where it synapses, and then the second one goes out a gray ramus. So those are two possibilities of how this can work. Yeah?
So does it actually touch two ganglia? Or?
In this sense, it would enter just briefly right here, but the actual information transfer happens in the second ganglia. So yeah, in a way, it touches two of them. Yeah. Anyway, so that's that pathway. So the gray-white ramus just refers to the fibers. All right, the last one is what happens if the organ is out here, the front of the body, these collateral ganglia, or somewhere else in the body. Right? Well, here's the other possibility. Exits here, goes out the white ramus, but instead of doing any synapsing at all in here, right, because it's going out here to the front of the body, the synapse is going to occur in one of these collateral ganglia, like the celiac or the superior and inferior mesenteric. So it goes out, it goes through this word here. I'm not even going to ask you to pronounce it, but it's actually pronounced splanchnik. And that's a really weird word. And I never really understood exactly what it meant until I got ambitious enough to look it up. Right? This is one I would be glad if they changed the name on, because it's hard to say. This word, if you look it up in the dictionary, it translates to the word visceral. So just call it visceral nerve, right? Anyway, the splanchnik nerve is a visceral nerve. In other words, a nerve here in your guts. So this fiber goes through one of these visceral nerves out to whatever collateral ganglia it's going to go to. The synapse occurs, typically close to the organ. It goes out to whatever organ. So there's three possibilities. There's this one, where it goes out to a collateral ganglia, or the two I just talked about a minute ago, where it synapses either above or below through the white and gray ramus. So those are the sympathetic pathways. You see they're more complicated because these ganglia are involved in the kind of circuitous pathways, but that's how the fibers run. Now, ramus means branch, and I just told you about these. This is, white into gray out of, so that's no big deal. So ramus means branch. We've got the white branch, myelinated fibers, the gray branch, unmyelinated fibers. So into, out of, right? So that's just the pathway. And when you begin to look at this chart tonight, and I imagine this is going to be a fairly photographed chart. Now, I know you can't see it over there at all because a lot of it jumps in the way. You'll see them there. They're right along the side of the spinal cord. Now, please, when you're looking at this tonight and pointing stuff out,